Fina. Girl, you got that Fina. Go and show us that Fina for WrestleMania. Mania. Cause at least you're entertaining than this shit at WrestleMania match card. I need a little work on that. But y'all get what I'm trying to say. CJAX is back with another WrestleMania video, and this time it's depressing. So you guys might want to, be alone by listening to this because, he feels how we feel. And honestly, I think it's sad that how we feel right now about WrestleMania, but that's why we listen to CJAX for facts. We don't listen for friction. So let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
Man. I mean, WrestleMania just doesn't feel like WrestleMania. It is shocking to me. I'm sitting back and I'm not even like rageful or angry. I just have to sit back and just reflect on when Mania seasons were great, when the builds were great. Heck, even last year's build was great. You know what I'm saying? And you have to look back at it now and you just have to realize that WrestleMania is in 7 days. And does it really feel like that? Does it? It doesn't at all. You know what I mean? We're 7 days away and it feels like we have a crown jewel next weekend. That's what it feels like. I've been saying this for weeks that WrestleMania 41 is literally a glorified 2-night crown jewel. That's all it is. A bunch of random matches thrown together, no real story, one-off matches, and that's all it is. You understand? The SmackDowns and Raws that we're getting leading up to Mania over the last couple months have felt no different than taped Raws and SmackDowns at the end of the year during Christmas season and then Thanksgiving season. It's the same thing. They feel like taped, phoned in Raws that there's no effort given to by the creative team, by Triple H, and even by the wrestlers. Heck, the announcers don't even care. Joe Tessitore last night sounded defeated. Pat McAfee sounded out of energy on Monday. Michael Cole, the same thing. Wade Barrett didn't even have his usual energy. Everyone is giving up. Because WWE knows that this Mania season stinks. Gunther was in an interview recently this week, and Gunther was asked about, what he wanted to do for Mania, how does he feel about not main eventing? And Gunther brought up the fact that he wanted, before WrestleMania, because he's a world champion and everything like that, he aimed to be feuding with people like Cena or Rollins and Punk and Roman for Mania. He said those names. And he now has Jey Uso. And he said, when he was asked, do you think the feud and the build has been good between you and Jay? And he literally said the words, I kid you not. You can go watch it for yourself. He literally says the words, he stutters, right? And he delays his answer and looks down at the table. And then he proceeds to say, it's gotten its stride over the last couple weeks. You know what I mean? Because he knows it sucks. He said itself, it's been difficult to build a 10-week story. But the funny thing is, Vince McMahon, after someone won a Rumble or a Chamber, he immediately had them in their feud and they would have builds going for a month or two and it wouldn't really be getting stale really at all. You understand that? Now Triple H, it's difficult to build a 10-week feud. Really? But it's been getting done for decades, but now it's difficult to book a 10-week feud now. It just shows you how much of a worse booker Triple H is than Vince McMahon when Vince was even a semi in his prime. An average version of Vince McMahon, like a 2008 or a 2009 Vince McMahon, is much better than a 2025 Triple H, and it's not even close.
Well, Vince ain't coming back, but yeah, he right about that. But however, we know Vince before 09 and 08, so I he I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm 27 and I knew about Vince way before 09 and 08, so, and I was young, you know what I'm saying? So but however, Vince is gone, so this is what we dealing with for now until we get a new content officer, creative officer. So but yeah, that's the downfall of it.
And so you look at the ticket prices. The stadium has 60,000 seats. You're barely struggling to get $50K for both nights. I mean, you can blame it on the pricing. You can blame it on everything, but you need to be blaming it on the quality. If it was really hype, like if this card, for example, because this is what the card should have been, because this Mania is just a bunch of missed opportunities. You have CM Punk, Seth Rollins, what I'm saying? That could have been a match that first time ever that could have happened at this year's Mania. That would have been cool. Cena versus Gunther or Cena versus Cody to get the 17th title. Cody versus a heel Orton could have been something. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Remember Drew McIntyre at the beginning of this year was on that bloodline hating arc? You could have culminated that in a match versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing or an I Quit match. You know, something that's not for a belt or anything like that, but that's just a pure blood feud with two great competitors and two great talents. That's what you could have had, because you're going to have Roman, Punk, and Rollins in a meaningless triple threat anyways in a Paul Heyman on a pole match, because Roman, Punk, and Rollins has no storyline. There's no animosity between the three men. There's no promos like Cody and Cena had where everyone's cutting deep on each other rather than talking about Paul Heyman. This feud is basically carried off of star power. That's all it has. And even then, you still can't sell out for this to be the main event. You still can't.
You know, I wouldn't mind this match right here. Like, what if they had like a fatal four-way match with Damian Priest, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins? For the World Heavyweight Championship. Like, let's say if Seth Rollins didn't lose it to Gunther, not Gunther. Let's say if Damian didn't lose the title to Gunther and he was still champion. Like, what if it would just be a fatal four-way match with Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins? I think that would be good. You know what I mean? Like, let's say if Damian Priest beat Gunther at Saturday night's main event and he was the world champion. Like, I think, that would have been good right there. Like, a fatal four-way match with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk and Seth Rollins, that would have been good for WrestleMania, in my opinion. I think that would be cool, honestly. But y'all comment down below and let me know what y'all think about that idea. Like, what you think about that? Like, Damian Priest's World Heavyweight Championship, let's say he didn't lose it and he won it. Well, let's say if he won it at Saturday night's main event, a triple threat match with him and Finn Balor and Gunther. Let's say if he won. What if they had a fatal four-way match with Drew, Punk, and Rollins? Comment down below. Let me know what you would think about that if that was at WrestleMania 41 and that was the main event. Y'all comment down below and let me know.
Can't sell out the arena because no one cares. It's not good enough. So I don't care about this garbage. You could have had what's it called? You could have had Rhea versus Bianca in a straight up one-on-one for the world title. Either way, those matches alone that I just listed off would have immediately made this Mania more hype. And I guarantee you, if those matches were official, we would probably have at least 55K plus seats sold out already. Maybe if not the whole thing sold out. Just off that alone. It's over. You have to accept it and realize it. And you ever think about the people who just aren't on this card? They're just not even there. Alexa Bliss returns, gets a massive pop at the Rumble. People wanted her to actually win the Rumble. I'm sure her and Tiffany would have put on a better story than whatever the heck the crap that we're getting from Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton is.
Also, guys, I just want to play this clip that I just posted like 3 hours ago. It's a short clip where I give y'all an update on Alexa Bliss's return at WrestleMania 41. It's kind of messed up, but it's only one article that came out and addressed the news of what happened. So I'm going to play this clip for y'all, this 3-minute clip of the update for Alexa Bliss. Well, guys, I got some bad news. I just got a report saying that Alexa Bliss is set to miss WrestleMania 41. Now, this could be a rumor, but I went on Google just to do my research, just to see if this is legit. And as I go on Sports Illustrated, they pretty much gave an update, and they said that she will be removed from WrestleMania due to creative issue. So you guys can pause this video if you wanted to read the article, but yeah, they said that Alexa Bliss will not be at WrestleMania 41 due to that. Very sad and unfortunate, but I don't believe it. I do have hope that she'll pull up, but it's only one article, but I don't know if this is a rumor or what, but hopefully she pulls up to start her rivalry with the Judgment Day. Rather it's Liv Morgan or whoever that's in the clique, but mostly Liv Morgan because that's the rivalry we need to see. So, but I'll keep y'all posted on that one. Yeah, so that's the update for now, but it could be a hoax, but I don't know. I am very disappointed on that news, but hopefully it's not true. But that's what I can dig up right now. So, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I know I said it without Alexa Bliss. I ain't watching it. But unfortunately, because of the Fatal 4-Way match, I have to watch Night 2 of WrestleMania just because it's, unfortunately, it's important, because we have to see who is going to betray who, and that's either Finn or Dom. So I have to watch it, and I will go live just so you guys can see it. I mean, you can't see the match, but you'll be able to hear the reaction. So hopefully you guys got Peacock so you can download to watch night 2, but that's the main match I want to see. Everything else I don't give 2 fucks about except the Cody and Cena match. But other than that, yeah, that's it. So yeah, I will be watching night 2, but I won't be able to watch night 1. So unless it's Stand and Deliver, which I will watch Stand and Deliver at 1 o'clock. So make sure you tune in for that one, okay? But yeah, that's the rumor report. But let's continue with the video before I get depressed, because I'm starting to get depressed. So let's keep going.
You know, CJAX is nowhere to be found. She had a good 2024. She's one of the better women on the roster last year, and she's got nothing, you know what I'm saying, for this PLE. I mean, Sheamus grinded in the mid-card last year, not even on the card. I mean, how does Sheamus not get an opportunity to win his IC belt this year? But Dominic Mysterio, who has 1 singles victory in 7 matches, in 7 months, is going to be in the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way and is likely going to win. You know what I mean?
Listen, I don't care what the internet says. We really don't know if Dom is going to win or not, okay? It could be Finn Balor. It could be Penta. But we know for sure Braun Breaker's not winning unless they're saving it for Sheamus. I don't know. But no, we can't sit here and say that Dom is going to win, because you make a good point. You said it yourself. He hasn't won anything. So why even make that assumption when the man hasn't won a damn thing? So again, the only thing I would say is this, if anybody thinking that Dominic Mysterio is going to win the title, you have to wait until next weekend, okay? Wait, all right? Just wait, because we don't know if he's going to win. It might be Finn Balor, okay? If he wins, it's because of Liv Morgan. If Finn wins, it's because of Liv Morgan. If Penta wins, it's because Liv Morgan didn't show up, okay? So let's just calm down and let's wait, okay? Everybody want to make assumptions. Wait. We don't know, okay? Everybody on the internet, he's not even the only one. BCB even say that Dom is going to win. Okay, but well, that's because the internet is telling you he's going to win, okay? But other than that, we don't know if he's going to win, all right? He might just win by the John Cena effect. He might win by the Ethan Page effect. You don't know how he gonna win by that? Is by laying down on someone while they're unconscious, okay? And then so basically he's gonna still win, all right? If he still win, that's how he's gonna go out. He's not gonna win by a frog splash. He's not gonna win by 619. He's not gonna win by that. He's gonna win by stealing a pin. So he's most likely, if somebody hit a finisher move, whether it's Braun, whether it's Finn, whether it's Penta, guess what's going to happen? Dom is going to steal the win. Just like he tried to do on Damian Priest in the Fatal 4-Way match at Monday Night Raw. So he's going to probably steal the win. And if he does, I already told you what it is. If he wins, most likely he's going to lose because he didn't deserve that belt in the first place, all right? And plus, the person that's going to cost him that belt is the person that he's with right now, and that's Liv Morgan, okay? So let's not get carried away here, all right? That belt he got on is going to be the belt that's going to be coming off him because he thought he can trust these people until he realized he can't. So Liv Morgan is going to be the reason why Dom is winning. She's going to be the reason why Dom is losing. So either way, win or lose, Liv Morgan is the reason why Dom is the champion or not champion. So, you know what I mean? So just keep in mind, win or lose, if Dom has help and Liv Morgan's that help, best believe sure she's going to help him win it, but she's also going to help him lose it. So just keep that in mind, all right? You really think Liv Morgan is soft on Dom? You wrong, okay? She got a plan, and that plan is to destroy him. You're not even paying attention. Like, bro, her plan is to destroy him. That's what it is. It's to destroy him. If y'all paid attention to the segment, I reacted to it last week. If y'all pay attention to the segment, you will see that Liv Morgan and Finn are in this together. I understand that I understand that Finn and Liv haven't got along, and that's the reason why these rumors are coming out that Liv and Dom are going to, kick them out and all that. But what if it's a plot twist? What if, okay, we're going to kick you out, but that's just a little bit of a screenplay. It's off script. Okay? And if that happens, most likely Dom is going to get kicked out, and Liv and Finn were in this together. Y'all don't see that coming, but it's coming. And best believe, sure, it's going to happen. Babyface or heel. So, let's keep going with the video, but I just want to put that out there that even if Dom wins, he's going to get set up to lose. Okay? But if Finn wins, I mean, hopefully he'll, if the storyline is correct, he most likely going to challenge Finn for that title at SummerSlam. And, if he take it off him, good. But you know what that means, right? Dom got to step his game up. He got to come up with some new moves. He's going to have to take this. He's going to have to take it serious now because he don't got the Judgment Day with him no more. So he's going to have to step it up. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to beat Finn for the title. So that's the game. That's the end game if he loses at WrestleMania 41. But as for, but again, it's all determined who's going to win, right? Is it going to be Dom? Is it going to be Finn? Is it going to be Penta? Or is it going to be Braun just because of just because of Sheamus? You know what I'm saying? So, we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. But let's get back to the video.
Finn Balor, same thing. He's won like 2 singles matches in the last year, and he's going to get this match. Penta, done nothing, getting this match. Ludwig Kaiser has done more than Penta over the last year. He's done more than all of them in the mid-card, honestly. He's wrestled more than all of them, and he's got nothing. Carmelo Hayes, consistent, shows up every week, wrestles pretty much semi-consistent. No, actually, yeah, pretty much every week, was cutting promos, was fighting the WWE champion on SmackDown main events, and he's relegated this year now to not even being on the card. He's not even on the card. The Street Profits. 4 years made between them winning their last tag team championship to winning it recently. And they're not even on the card. All the tag team nonsense they've been doing for the last few months, all that for them to not even be on the card. You know what I mean? It's so nonsensical, and it's not even funny. If you put Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Sheamus, you know what I mean, actually gave engaging title matches and switched out Jey Uso as your Rumble winner, switched out Charlotte as your Rumble winner, and had someone else win it, you would have had a better PLE. Just off those decisions alone. Just 2 or 3 decisions would have made this Mania from a 2 out of 10 hype to like a 6 or a 7 minimum. But no, we get garbage, and it just is what it is. This is going to be one of the lowest attended Manias of all time. It might be the lowest attended Mania, actually, I think in like 2 decades or something like that. So it's just, even at Vince's worst, he still was drawing more people in seats for WrestleMania season and understood the importance of Mania season. What does Triple H understand about the importance of Mania season? Well, let's see. He was on Jimmy Fallon this week. While WWE is falling apart at the seams, Mania season sucks, fans are complaining, viewership is down, ticket sales are down, and this dude is on Jimmy Fallon talking about how great WrestleMania is going to be, but is doing...
Yeah, I haven't checked out the video yet, but at this point, I don't even want to watch it. No disrespect to Triple H, but, salute to him for being on there. But, however, I would like it if Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley or Damian Priest or Alexa Bliss or Nia Jax or Tiffany Stratton or Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill or Naomi and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and LA Knight to be on his show than the CEO. No disrespect, you know what I mean? So, again, salute to Triple H, but you being on Jimmy Fallon when you could be figuring out what to do with the creative team is not it. It's not it at all. Should have said Liv Morgan on there, but instead you have her at Hot Ones with Dominic Mysterio, which is going to flop, by the way. So, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Did y'all know that the Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus Hot Ones video is almost to 1 million? And their video dropped like 2 months ago? 2 months ago! Can you believe that? At first, I thought this was a long time ago, but then I've come to find out they dropped this video in 2 months. They dropped this video in 2 months ago, and it's doing almost 1 million. Can you believe that? And this Living Dom video is coming out on April the 15th. Before WrestleMania. I think I know the reason. I think that the reason why they're dropping this video before WrestleMania is because of the betrayal. And that's the reason why they're dropping it. Because they know once Dom gets betrayed by Liv Morgan, people going to go right back and they're going to try to, reminisce and say, oh, I can't believe she did. They're going to make that video go viral because of the betrayal. So that's why they're dropping it before WrestleMania, because when Dom gets betrayed, they're all going to go back and look at it. Kind of smart, but it's still going to flop. So, we'll see. But let's get back to the video.
Nothing to actually make it great. This isn't even stuff you can yell at. You just have to laugh at it. It's embarrassing. The company is getting worse and worse month over month, and this dude's on Jimmy Fallon doing talk shows. What are you talking about? What are you going to talk about? Libations. It's over. And everything makes no sense. This card is terrible. It is terrible because it's full of a bunch of Raw and SmackDown matches. You have Jey Uso versus Gunther. We have seen this match on Raw twice, and we've seen it at Saturday Night Main Event a week before the Royal Rumble. You have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano or Chad Gable, whatever you want to call him. Another match that we've seen combinations of him and the LWO on Raw now for like 2 months straight. Jade versus Naomi. This is a SmackDown match. I know the build for it has been decent, but the fact that this is the decent build and it's probably one of the more better built matches of this Mania card lets you know how embarrassing this Mania is. This build hasn't even been great. It's just been decent. And even with that, it's still one of the better built matches. Rhea versus Io, Sky versus Bianca. We've seen Rhea versus Io like twice on Raw. We saw Io versus Bianca at Backlash. We saw Io versus Bianca on Raw as well. Last year was an amazing match, one of the best women's matches of the year last year. But we've seen the combination of all of these wrestlers. We've already seen this on Raw before. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. We've seen LA Knight and Fatu in the ring together. We've seen LA Knight fight Tama Tonga, fight Solo, fight Jacob Fatu. We've seen the whole combination of it. And if they even think about doing Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa, we've seen that at least 4 times on SmackDown. You can go look it up. It's ridiculous at this point. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I mean, come on at this point, man. What is this? Neither of them have showed up to build this feud at all. At all. Braun Breaker in a random fatal 4-way thrown together with nothing. Dominic Mysterio has 1 televised singles victory in the last 8 months, and this dude is in a Mania match for an Intercontinental Championship that he's likely going to win. Explain that, please. You don't wrestle, you don't win matches, you don't cut promos, but somehow you're in an Intercontinental Championship match. And Triple H is an amazing booker. It makes no sense.
You motherfucking right?
Look at it down the line. Nothing's working here. The women's tag matches, nobody cares about Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria, who is an Intercontinental Champion, okay, and Bayley. It's ridiculous. Your 2 singles champions in the women's division with Chelsea Green and Lyra have no singles matches at WrestleMania, which shows me that not only are the U.S. and the women's IC belt meaningless, but they're consolation prizes. Hey, you can't be world champion and we're not really putting you on TV that much. Here, take this title to feel good about yourself and wear it around your shoulder. That's all they got. Liv Morgan, an amazing 2024. And you mean to tell me that the best you have for her is a women's tag team championship match, which we know they're probably going to win? Why would they put the IC belt and the tag belt on Lyra Valkyria? It makes no sense. So it's over. We have to accept these things. We have to realize these things, and we have to understand the fact that this Mania season does not feel like WrestleMania, and this Mania season is atrocious. It is atrocious. There should be no scenario in which we are 1 week out, and I had to shut off Raw, and I had to shut off SmackDown a week in advance. Last year, if I was watching Raw or SmackDown a week in advance, you had Rock, you had Roman, you had Cody, you had Seth. I just don't understand this. The shows were hype. You had memorable segments. You had awesome moments. You had intriguing promos. Things to actually cut deep and build these matches and build these feuds. Where is that this year? Where is it? And people are talking about, I'm hyped for these builds. I'm hyped for this match. I'm hyped for that match. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're telling yourself you're hyped for these matches, but deep down, you know you're not hyped for these matches. Punk and Rollins and Roman, what is there to look forward to? What are you looking forward to in this match? Seriously, be honest with yourself. What are you looking forward to? Well, besides, I want to see the 3 stars interact. No, that's not a good enough reason. What are we looking forward to in this match? What, a good match? That's not enough. If you want good matches, just go throw in Berto versus Rey Fenix, do Penta versus Pete Dunne, and then do Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio, and have the main event be like, I don't even know at this point. Just have like some great in-ring guy, have Sheamus go in there and fight Braun Breaker in the main event for the Intercontinental title. That should be your main event then. Because everyone's talking about, oh, well, the build sucks, but if the matches are good, Mania's saved. No, it's not. Matches being good aren't enough, especially in an era where wrestlers don't even wrestle that much. So you mean to tell me that you're giving me a Raw match or a SmackDown level match, and then it's barely good? We could have seen that on Raw. Who cares? If you have no story, you have no build, and you have no intrigue or hype for these matches, it does not matter whether they're good in ring or not. I could care less if Roman versus Punk versus Rollins is a 10 out of 10 match. It doesn't matter. There's nothing to look forward to. It's a Paul Heyman on a pole match. That's all it is. Nobody cares who wins this match. If CM Punk wins, it doesn't matter. If Rollins wins, it doesn't matter. If Roman wins, it doesn't matter. It would be nonsensical for Roman not to win this match because of his track record and him winning, him being champ for 5 years versus Punk and Rollins, who again have won nothing of meaning over the last year. Nothing. But somehow Roman will probably end up losing this match. And Paul Heyman, whoever he turns on, nobody cares. We're still doing who will Paul Heyman turn on gimmicks in 2025. They're creatively bankrupt. They're bankrupt, man.
Boy, I know Tony Khan is rubbing his hands like Birdman right now.
And I just don't know how we can sit here and be okay with this garbage. This is embarrassing, guys. Think about wrestling and all the great manias you've had and all the great matches and the great builds and the great hype and everything like that. Even last year. Heck, even Mania 39 had a better build than this. And it was a better PLE than what this is going to be. And Mania is missing that element of having the actual long-term fallout from the decisions that are going to be made. You understand that? At Mania 39 even, you had Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. That was built up well for a couple months, okay? And then you had that match, which again led to another year-long thing of Cody eventually getting his title back, or getting his title. What do you start taking back the title that you never lost? Yeah, taking that. And, I can't stop thinking about Punk. But you get the point. That storyline had payoff, and it had things that carried over a year later. A year later. And The Rock got involved. Rollins got involved. You built a great story and a great feud and a great Mania for Mania 40, and then Cody finally won his championship. And look at the payoff. The reign has been atrocious. The summer of 2024 for Cody's championship reign was garbage. The whole stuff with the bloodline was garbage. His feud with Logan Paul, garbage. His feud with Kevin Owens, predictable, boring, and should have been better. And it had honestly, the matches itself, looking back on it, weren't even that good, considering the two in-ring talents you had there. They weren't even that, living up to the hype, quite frankly. And then you had 2 weeks of nothingness before this year's WrestleMania. He didn't do anything. Has he wrestled it since the Rumble? I don't even think he's wrestled since Royal Rumble. So I just, it's gonna be over. It just is. Everything used to have a payoff. There used to be some big implications. Every single upper card Mania match or main event level Mania match should have long-term implications. It should be a match we've never seen before, so it actually feels grandiose. Or it should be a match that has incredible build and incredible hype. And it should also be a match that, is actually worthy of being a main event match at a WrestleMania. A match that really would change the landscape of the company when it happens. The only match on this card that actually has implications like that is Cody versus Cena. That's it. Everything else can literally be thrown on a Raw or SmackDown and it would not be missed by anybody. Nobody cares. The viewership is showing you that. The profits are showing you that. The booking is showing you that. And the wrestlers are even talking about it in interviews now. It's over at this point. There's no long-term payoff. There's no build-up. You have New Day fighting the War Raiders on WrestleMania, but you mean to tell me that the Street Profits and the DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Garza and Berto, all these tag teams that have been at each other's throats now for months. For months, we've been getting all these repetitive SmackDown matches and repetitive garbage tag team segments and trash matches with predictable finishes and a bunch of, just thrown together trash storylines with the tag team division on SmackDown. And you mean to tell me that it's all going to end in a SmackDown match between Motor City Machine Guns and Street Profits next week for the belts? That's all you got? I mean, come on. It gets to a point, man. What did we just waste 2.5 months with this tag team division for then? If we were just going to end up with a match we've seen 3 times already. I mean, it's over. It truly is. We know it's over, and WWE knows it's over. The women's IC belt, they were just fighting for it on Monday, Bayley and Lyra, and now they're going for the belts at Mania. It is done. I've said everything I needed to say. We have to sit back now and just watch as this Mania season that doesn't feel like Mania, which is sad to say, but it is what it is. You know, I don't even know what to even say at this point, man. Mania season is dead. Mania season doesn't feel like Mania. And next week we have a Crown Jewel PLE waiting for us. A 2-night Crown Jewel extravaganza. That's what we have waiting for us. With no storylines, no feuds, no builds, and only one match to look forward to, and that's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. And the only reason that matters is because the belt's on the line and because John Cena it's his final Mania match. That's it. Everything else can literally it can literally be taken from the card and nobody would care. No one would care. So, there you have it, man. No stories, no build, no intrigue, no hype, bad booking, declining viewership, declining revenue, declining ticket sales, one of the lowest attended Manias ever, and you're doing all this on the back of telling us that this company's great, record numbers, amazing viewership, the company's the hottest it's ever been, etc. Lies, garbage, trash, and absolute and utter nonsense. Garbage isn't greatness. Garbage is garbage. I don't care what Triple H or any of the WWE, shills and any of these people in the company try and tell you, the company's the best it's ever been. WWE's the hottest it's ever been. No, it's not. It sucks, and you need to realize it, and hopefully it gets better. But with that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I thank you guys so much for watching. I thank you guys so much for your support recently. It's truly appreciated. I appreciate you. I respect you. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out and one love.
Well, this is what we got. Yep. This is what we got. So, I'm definitely skipping night one. So, I'm definitely skipping that. But as for night two goes, well, I ain't got no other choice, man. Because of the Fatal 4-Way match. Everything else can be skipped, but the Fatal 4-Way match, I can't skip that. So, yeah, man. That shit sucked, man. It just, oh, Lord. I don't even know which match is going to come first. But we know it's going to come last, but I don't even know which match is going to come first for night two. Maybe it'll be the triple threat match. But what's the match after that, Listen, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't got all the answers. I'm just depressed because I really want Alexa Bliss to pull up. Maybe she still will. I don't know, because they did this to us last time with the Royal Rumble, so they might do this again with WrestleMania 41. But I don't know. I don't know. I just want to let you guys know that next Tuesday, me and G-Man will do a WrestleMania 41 prediction next Tuesday at 1:30. So, just tune in for that. And also, we will be going live at NXT Stand and Deliver next Saturday at 1 o'clock. So, and I will be, going live for night 2 of WrestleMania 41 because of the Fatal 4-Way match with Dom, Penta, Finn, and Braun Breaker. So, Cody and John Cena is the main event, but our main event is the Fatal 4-Way match. So, yeah, but all my joy has been sucked out of my body, boss, because we don't have Alexa Bliss. Man, I'm lost for words right now, man. And it's mainly because we don't have Alexa Bliss. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Y'all get in the comment box and y'all discuss. But, in the comment box, like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, all right? I'm out.